June 28, 1998 is the scariest day in WWE history, and I am going to tell you why. Something happened that day that changed wrestling forever. To this day, some die-hard wrestling fans revisit the shocking event with annual tributes, rewatching what happened, replaying the frightening moment again and again. The Hell in a Cell, a structure designed to inflict pain and suffering, would be the stage for a fateful encounter between Mankind and The Undertaker, a match that would forever alter their destinies. This cage of steel, a relatively new concept in wrestling at the time, had fans buzzing with excitement. They were eager to witness the spectacle, to see if the hype surrounding this match was justified. Little did they know, they were about to witness something far more shocking and unforgettable than they could have ever imagined. The Undertaker and Mankind were at the peak of their careers, so naturally the crowd was electric to see them fight. From the moment the bell rang, Mankind, the wild-eyed maniac, launched an assault on The Undertaker, who was climbing the towering steel cage. But the Deadman wasn't to be outdone. With a chilling, almost inhuman grace, he turned the tables, raining down blows that sent Mankind stumbling. The deafening roar of the Civic Arena was almost tangible, a deafening noise that drowned out every thought. And then, the unthinkable happened. The tension was at its peak as the two adversaries teetered on the edge of the cell. The Undertaker, with a cold, calculating stare, moved in for the kill. In a flash, with a single, decisive move, he launched Mankind off the towering cage. The fallen man plummeted 16 feet, his body crashing through the announce table with a bone-shattering impact. The fall is sickening to watch. For a moment, Mankind lay motionless, his body twisted in an unnatural position. It was hard to tell whether this was part of the planned match or something had gone terribly wrong. In the blink of an eye, Terry Funk, Vince McMahon, and other officials raced to Mankind's side, their faces etched with concern. Even The Undertaker, a man known for his ruthless demeanor, seemed visibly shaken by the terrifying spectacle he had just created. The crowd watched in horror as Mankind lay incapacitated. The imposing steel cage loomed overhead, a grim reminder of the brutal punishment inflicted upon the fallen man. Could this be the end? More and more WWE officials surrounded the ring in shock, while those close to Mankind rushed to see if he was okay. The arena, which was uncontrollably loud just moments ago, was now noticeably quieter, with their cheers replaced by fear and concern. As EMTs steadied the battered figure of Mankind, a stretcher was brought in. The fallen man, a mere shadow of his former self, was gently lifted and carried away. The crowd, their cheers turning to a haunting chant of Undertaker, watched as he was escorted from the arena. The cage, a silent witness to the carnage, was lowered back down towards the ring, seemingly to let the Undertaker get off the top of the cage. The mood had noticeably changed from when the match started. And then we hear this from Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler.
I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Well, I'm not, fine, but people were expecting a Hell in a Cell match.
Look!
And look at him.
You're kidding me!
How in the hell is he standing?
Oh my God!
And look at this, he's got a smile on his face, for God's sakes! Are you kidding me? He wants to go back up! Mankind is going back up!
No way!
And so is The Undertaker!
No way! How can he climb? How can his body? Oh my God, The Undertaker's got the chair!
This is absolutely amazing!
Just a couple of minutes after falling 16 feet, Mankind, miraculously, was still willing to fight The Undertaker and finish the match with his body battered and bruised. He struggled to his feet, his movements slow and uncertain. He charged towards the ring with a grin on his face while holding his arm. The Undertaker, sensing his opponent coming, immediately started climbing back to the top of the steel cage. The two men were once again at the top of the cell. They resumed their match, exchanging blows for a while. Then out of nowhere, The Undertaker, with a powerful grip, seized Mankind by the throat and lifted him high above his head and executed a chokeslam, sending Mankind plummeting through the roof of the cell. The impact was deafening, the sound of flesh meeting steel echoing throughout the arena. As Mankind crashed through the roof, the crowd erupted in shock and awe. The once mighty cage was shattered, a victim of the brutal chokeslam. The structure had been reduced to rubble, its integrity compromised by the sheer force. While most of the match was scripted, this terrifying moment was a genuine accident. Both wrestlers later admitted the fall wasn't planned. The cage, unable to bear Mankind's weight, gave way, sending him plummeting to the floor. The crowd was a tempest, a whirlwind of noise and excitement. They didn't care about the chaos unfolding before their eyes, only the spectacle of the match. Meanwhile, a different scene played out behind the scenes. The workers and staff, their faces etched with worry, yearned for the madness to cease. But the match did not stop, and The Undertaker stood atop the wreckage, his face etched with a mixture of triumph and exhaustion before climbing down the cell and giving another chokeslam to Trey Cruz, who had once again rushed to the ring to check on his friend. The two men would go on to have one of the most iconic and brutal matches in wrestling history. It was a spectacle of violence and daring, a testament to the physical and mental endurance of both competitors. The Undertaker and Mankind waged war inside the Hell in a Cell, a brutal battleground where the steel structure became their weapon of choice. As the match reached its climax, the loser emerged as the ultimate victor. What was once considered the scariest night in WWE history became a defining moment, forever etching these two gladiators into wrestling lore. The Hell in a Cell match was a crucible that forged both The Undertaker and Mankind into legends. For The Undertaker, the brutal encounter further solidified his reputation as a fearsome and dominant force. He emerged from the carnage, his legend amplified. Mankind, on the other hand, underwent a transformation. The match was a defining moment in his career, a testament to his unwavering toughness and resilience. He endured a harrowing ordeal, suffering a concussion, a dislocated jaw and shoulder, bruised ribs, internal bleeding, puncture wounds, and the loss of several teeth. Despite the physical toll, Mankind's spirit remained unbroken. The match elevated him to iconic status, earning him the respect and admiration of fans and fellow wrestlers alike. He has since undeniably become synonymous with hardcore wrestling, largely due to his iconic Hell in a Cell match. Foley's willingness to push the boundaries of physicality and embrace the extreme has made him a cult hero and a symbol of hardcore wrestling. His bravery and resilience, showcased in countless high-impact matches, have inspired generations of wrestlers and fans alike. Even today, Foley's name evokes images of blood, sweat, and unwavering commitment to the craft. The injuries had a profound and lasting impact on his wrestling career and his personal life. The brutal nature of the match, combined with the severity of his injuries, forced him to reevaluate his approach to the sport. These injuries limited Foley's ability to perform certain moves and made it difficult for him to maintain his usual level of intensity in the ring, but none of his injuries dimmed his light.